Part one, I'm starting with the presidential office video, and then I will do parts 1, 2, 3, and 4 of that, and then I will move into the 4 parts of the House of Representatives story. So part 1, this video just talks a little bit about the roles and responsibilities of the office of the president and how the president can be appointed and the requirements for that. Part 2, this talks about the requirements for being president, that you must be at least 35 years old and born here in the US of A. Also talks about the roles and responsibilities of the president, specifically who the president appoints, also the term of office, it being 4 years. Doesn't matter for the best president in the entire world or the history of mankind. You're only allowed to serve 2 4-year terms, and that's it. I talk about how he appoints judges and from the House of Representatives, I think. I know some research. And then finishes off there. The Constitution states that the President of the United States of America must be at least 35 years old and be born here within the borders of the United States. The Constitution also declares that a president's term is only 4 years long. No matter how great of a president that person may be, they may only serve 2 4-year terms for a total of 8 years. After that, they are ineligible to run. The powers and responsibilities of the president are many. However, the most important rule is that they must follow the Constitution. No one is above the law. The president has the power and responsibility to appoint many people, including Supreme Court justices, and also people to many cabinets that make decisions that govern the United People of America. Appointing people of all kinds. A lot of appointing is what I got there. We'll move on to part 4. The Constitution states that the President of the United States of America must be at least 35 years old and born here within the borders of the United States. The President's term of office is 4 years. In the United States, it does not matter how great of a president a person may be, they are only eligible to serve 2 4-year terms totaling 8 years, after which they are ineligible to run. The powers and responsibilities of the president are many, but the most important thing is that they follow the Constitution. The president's roles, and law. The president's responsibilities do not supersede the law. The president is able to appoint different people to cabinets to make decisions for the people of the United States, and as well as Supreme Court justices. The president decides who to give power to in order to make sure that order is maintained. Here is part 1 of the House of Representatives. This video talks briefly about the requirements for being one of the representatives in the House of Representatives, and then it goes on to say the roles and responsibilities that they have, and then the relationship that they have with Congress. Part 2, the House of Representatives, you must be at least 25 years old. You must be a U.S. citizen for at least 7 years. You must live in the state that you represent. And each term of office for the House of Representatives is only 2 years, and they vote again on even years, example 2008, 2010. Their responsibilities in tandem with the Senate are to declare war, to make rules and regulations about taxes and gathering taxes, and to dictate and govern the military. If you want to serve in the House of Representatives, you must be at least 25 years old and must have been a citizen of the U.S. for at least 7 years. The term of office for a representative in the House of Representatives lasts for 2 years and is voted upon on years ending in an even number. The House of Representatives works in tandem with the Senate to decide laws governing tax collection. They also manage the military. They are in charge of declaring war, and they work on laws to submit to other offices for governing the United States people. Moving on to part 4. I'm so bad at consecutive interpretation.
ASL 223, Task 4, Assignment Number 2, Peer Evaluation, Story Number 2, House of Representatives.
The Constitution states that if you want to be in the House of Representatives, you must be at least 25 years old and have been a U.S. citizen for at least 7 years. If you are elected, you must live in the state in which you represent. A representative's term of office is 2 years long, voted upon every 2 years on any year ending in an even number. The House of Representatives works in tandem with Senate in anything dealing with borrowing or loaning money, anything with the news, collecting taxes, declaring war, and passing legislation about the military or governing laws governing the people of the United States.